Are live from Pacific Ice Rink for the biggest game of league play regular season so far. Tonight we've got the Kirkwood 12U Peewee A3 Stars against the St. Louis Rockets. It's a battle for first place. Both of these two teams sit atop the table, and the winner of this game will have pole position in the race for the number one seed in the Blue Note Cup playoffs. If Kirkwood wins, they will be 5 points ahead of the Rockets, who still have 2 extra games in hand against the Stars. So that would mean that the Rockets could win those 2 extra games and still not catch up to Kirkwood in that 5-point lead. However, if the Rockets win this, they will only be 1 point behind Kirkwood with still 2 extra games to play. So that would give them full control over their destiny in the race for the number one seed. So winner will take over. You know, you won't see, if the Rockets win, you won't see them immediately at the top of the table, but they will have certainly the inside track to get there once they catch up in the total games played. It's a big one because even though this is an 8-team bracket, 8-team league, so there will be no first round byes, the number one seed will get to play the second St. Peter's team, which right now only has 1 win through 11 games and a very lopsided negative goal differential. So that's about as close to a first round bye as you're going to get in an 8-team bracket. And that is the reward for winning this division. You know, not much gets celebrated for winning the regular season other than what kind of path it earns you in the playoffs. But it is certainly a material advantage for the winner of this league once we get to Blue Note Cup playoff time. So a lot on the line here. Rockets have won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. Kirkwood won a preseason scrimmage 4-1, but as soon as the games became meaningful, the Rockets started to look like a very different team than they did in the preseason. We've seen a lot of speed on the forward line out of the Rockets. It's given Kirkwood trouble at times. For me, it's reminded me of maybe a Carolina light is what I might call them. They're not quite as strong as the Carolina team that Kirkwood has run into in both Nashville and Chicago, but it's on that spectrum of a team that has a lot of speed, and if you're not ready for it, can quickly turn the corner on you and then attack in close. But we didn't see that quite as much in the most recent meeting. It was a 2-1 victory for the Rockets in Creve Coeur, one of their home rinks, and that game was an absolute dogfight. Lots of end-to-end action, very fast, up and down. Just the scoring didn't follow as both defenses played well, both goalies played well. But don't be fooled by that scoreline. Both offenses played well too. That was a very high energy, high octane game. I expect more of the same as the puck is on the ice and we are underway for what could very well end up being the regular season league championship game, as Rockets are first on the forecheck here tonight in Pacific. And the exit pass gets past Bryson, so Rockets come right back in, but offsides. So we mentioned the 2-1 win in the other league game between these two teams. The other meaningful contests they played were both in the Veterans Cup, the championship game of which was right here on this same sheet of ice. That was a 7-4 win for the Rockets after they also beat Kirkwood 6-4 in the opening game of that tournament. So those scorelines give you a better idea of what kind of game we might be able to see out of these teams. The scoring can ratchet up very quickly. Even in that 2-1 game most recently, there were plenty of scoring chances to go around. So expect a lot of action end to end. You don't see either team set up against each other in the offensive zone too long. It's very counterattack against counterattack. Just both teams trading punches, and it's all about who can land the haymakers. So we'll see what we get tonight, but so far it's been the Rockets on the front foot, spending most of the time on this side of the ice. as Blake tried to get it over to Leo, picked off there just inside the blue line. And now here comes Leo on the exit, skating it out himself. Battle for it right here in front of us on the near boards. Will at center ice, and Rockets take it back, come right back in. We go down to the other end. Here comes Kirkwood's forecheck. Liam stops it on the far boards. Now Will gets a stick to it. Liam again slides it forward. Puck bouncing around back in the corner, centering through the slot. Into the low slot. That was Liam in front of the net. Could get the backhand to go. It went wide, and here's a shot. Tricky. Goalie leans back for it, but it stays out. So bit of a bobble there on a very quick shot. I think that surprised the goalie a little bit. Just quick turnover, quick trigger, but goalie does just enough to keep it out of the cage, and we stay level and scoreless. Gavin sends it back down into the corner. Shot here in front. That was Jaden with the quick trigger. Low slot, so a couple looks at goal for Kirkwood. Rockets coming back the other way. Jaden's got a loose puck. He'll skate it out himself. Has Jackson with him. The twin engines of this offense in Chicago. They hooked up for 4 goals, where they assisted each other up in Chicago, and they have now done that 13 times this season, more than twice than any other pairing on this team. The twin connection between them is very real. They know how to find each other in the offensive zone. This one goes loose into the slot, but only for a moment. Rockets send it out. Back to Gavin, up to center ice. Rockets are back for it. Here's Jackson. Now Jacob sends it into the slot, but Rockets are there. Good little stick by Gavin, but Rockets keep coming. Rockets tried to get a shot off, I think, but that was blocked. This one bounces out to neutral ice. Rockets again, waiting for it there. Funky bounce off the boards. Rockets come in the zone. Good back check by David to break that up. He finds Sam on the other side. Sam skating in, centering. Bryson can't keep it in, and it sneaks out over the blue line back in for offside. So you see David and Sam there. They've got Bryson instead of Aiden on that line with him. Aiden is missing both weekend games, out snowboarding with the fam. So no slam line this weekend with Sam and Aiden Lamb.
Follow it, Sam.
But Bryson is a nice dynamic addition to those two, David and Sam, that is. As this one gets loose in front of the net. Here comes a long shot bouncing. And the puck sneaks back out to Kirkwood's side of the ice. Blake is back for it. Turns it around. Up to Liam. He's got Sam with him. And puck goes into the corner. Chipped along the boards by the Rockets. Switching to the weak side. Can't get the handle. Gives the defense time to catch up as this one slides to Rory. Bryson and David, I mentioned how Jackson and Jaden have the 13 goals where they've assisted each other, more than double any of their pairing. David and Bryson are tied for the next closest pairing with 6 goals between them. Bryson also 6 goals with Aiden. So it'll be fun to see Bryson and David back on a line together, see what kind of magic they can cook up. As here's Jacob skating it out himself. Lets the puck slide into the corner. That's Will on the forecheck back there.
Get in there!
Rockets are gonna wrap it around their own goal up the other side. Jacob's waiting for it, neutral ice, and he sends it in much too quickly for offsides. So still scoreless here in the first period. David on the dot at center ice. Rockets coming in, but they cross over the blue line a little bit too quickly, and it's offsides again. Coming back out to neutral ice. Top two teams in the league going at it here. Still looking for who can land the first punch. Kirkwood coming in on the forecheck. David tried to grab it out of the corner. Battle for it there. Leo's got to stick to it. Up the boards for the Rockets. Bobble at the blue line, and Kirkwood's going to hold it in the zone. Now it squirts out. David drops it back to Jacob. Has to be cautious. He looked at switching that to the weak side, but a Rocket was ready to pick it off if he did. Still battling for it. Now it comes over here. Leo at center ice. Tries to split the defense. Chases the puck into the corner. Now centering, but only blue jerseys are there. Bodie sends a wrister, but it was going wide. Blocker save just to be sure. And Rockets losing the puck in the neutral zone. Bodie wearing the captain's C tonight. Up to Jackson. Good stick by Jaden. And now the puck comes all the way back to Kirkwood's end for icing. We'll go back down to the other end. So Rockets started this game out on the front foot, had the first few shifts in Kirkwood's end, but Kirkwood getting some good pushback here now in the middle part of the period.
Pressure it!
On the wing for Jaden, battling for it in the corner. Rockets passing it out. And now into Kirkwood territory. Bodie got to stick to it to break up. Jackson skating it the other way. Turning the corner, sliding it through the crease. Nobody home on the back door. Blake trying to hold the line. He does, stepping up as a defenseman. Sends it deep to Jackson in the corner. Battle for it. Liam's in there. So is Jackson. Back to Bodie, long wrister. Wide on the far side. And Rockets skated out. Gaining the blue line. Can't turn the corner. It goes behind the goal. And that's where you've seen Kirkwood defense make big strides this season, preventing those speedy forwards from turning the corner on them like Carolina did so much in Nashville, and even Rockets a few times in those Veteran Cup games. As now we've got an arm in the air. This is a delayed penalty. Kirkwood's going to touch it up, so it will be against the Stars. Rockets will get the first power play of the game. So elbowing Minor against Jacob will give a 5-on-4 advantage for the Rockets. As Kirkwood's making a late change here to set up their penalty kill. Will Dunbar into the face-off circle for the Stars. Now we've got too many Stars out there. So Rockets win the draw. Shot coming into Rory. She's got it. We'll do it again. Will still on the draw for the Stars. Rockets win it. Back to the point. Another shot coming. Easy for Rory to paddle aside. Wrap around. Looked like they had an open gap on that post over there, but this one gets through to Rory on her pads. Rockets in the corner, looking strong on the power play so far, but Gavin's gonna chip it out to Will. Rockets are ready for it. 1 minute left on the Rocket power play. Breaking it up at center ice, 2-on-2 rush here. Trying to turn the corner, toe saved by Rory, keeps it out. Will working it up through center ice, gets away from Sam. Rockets, 38 seconds left on the power play. Blake's got it. Both teams going for a change here. Blake sends it in deep. Leo coming in on the forecheck. 25 seconds left as Kirkwood shorthanded in the attacking zone, but Rockets trying to reset behind their own goal. 16 seconds left of power play time for them. As here come the Rockets. Stick by Gavin again. And Rockets turn it around for a weak shot, top of the slot. This one comes in stronger. Rory's there on the near post, short side. Kirkwood is back to full strength. Another puck gets to Rory. She thinks about keeping it live, but does ultimately go for the cover. So Kirkwood kills off the first penalty of the game, and we stay scoreless. 0-0 with just over 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first period. And Jackson skating it out of the zone. Nice little through pass to Jaden. And Jackson has it in the slot. Working it around on the doorstep, David. Couldn't get much of a shot off there. This one back to the point. It's Jacob sending it deep. Down low to Jackson. Has Bodie calling for it. It gets broken up. Jacob takes a rip. It's blocked in the slot. Now Rockets trying to skate it out. Bodie holds the line. David on the puck. He gets it low behind the goal. Rockets are there again. Rockets on it. We'll try the other side. They find the exit over there. Here they come, 3-on-2. Settling for a long shot, and Rory says, thank you very much. She stops that one with ease and covers. So this game starting to resemble the most recent game between these two teams. The other league game over in Creve Coeur with chances at both ends, but not a lot of scoring. As here, Bryson breaks through. He's behind everyone, but has to hurry. And the back check gets to him just before he can get a shot off. Bodie trying to hold the line. Here come the Rockets. They've got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Turning the corner, shooting. Rory keeps it out. Now Blake leading the rush as a defenseman on the breakout. Rocket back check gets to him. Bryson gonna shoot from the wing. Stick save there. Rocket loses an edge. Here comes the Kirkwood forecheck. Rockets digging it out of the corner. Little end-to-end action there, going both ways. Oh, Bryson gets behind the defense, trying to skate it in as close as possible. Back check catches up to him to break it up. That leads to a 2-on rush going the other way. Rory making a big save to keep the Rockets scoreless. Then Blake and the Stars come right back the other way. That was a sequence very reminiscent of the Veterans Cup, where it was just back and forth, end to end. Here's Jacob. We've got 30 seconds left in the first period. David takes a rip. And a glove save. I think that was going wide anyway. 26 seconds left here in the first period. Looking for who can lay in that first haymaker in this battle at the top of the league table. David taking the draw, wins it over to Will. Makes a move on the wing, shoots, and scores! Will Dunbar strikes first. There's that haymaker we're looking for. Big shot off the wing. Kirkwood takes the 1-0 lead. Rockets win the draw. Looking for a quick answer here with only 15 seconds. Will gets it up to David going the other way. He's gonna take a shot. That one's going wide as well. Another glove save pushes it around the post as Jacob fans on a shot from the wing, and that's gonna run out the clock on the first period. So Kirkwood striking late but first gets the goal and the 1-0 lead going into the first intermission. Coach Bauer wants more of the same in the second period. He thinks Kirkwood is outworking the Rockets right now and wants that to continue. What a shot from Will Dunbar on the wing to break this game open. Looked like a bit of a sharp angle, but he got it to go. And Kirkwood leads 1-0. Rockets holding the line. Liam gets a stick to it. Jaden through center ice. He's in offsides. Had a little speed coming down this near side wing, but teammates were in ahead of him. Liam on the dot. Rockets winning it over to the far boards. Here they come again. 2-on-2. Puck pops up in the air, goes over everything. Battle for it. Kirkwood trying to dig it out. Rockets working it back down into the zone. Here's Jaden. Can't find the exit, but Liam does. Up to Jackson. Trying to turn the corner on the defense here. Save on that short side post. Now Rockets flying the other way. They have a 3-on-1. This one comes to Rory. She keeps it out. Little dangerous moment there as the Rockets had a 3-on-1 rush. Looked like a Kirkwood defender got back to make it a 3-on-2, but that could have been the Rockets' best chance. Here's Jaden getting a stick to it. Works it up to Jackson on the other side of the blue line, and he takes off. Gets tied up just inside the blue line. Then he goes for a change, so Rockets reset behind their own goal. Shipping it up, now out. And that's going to be a high stick. Puck was up in the air, batted down. Not a visit to the penalty box, but it does take the face-off into Kirkwood territory. David on the dot down there. Tries to fight forward with it. Rockets take it. This one pops over and into the corner. Held at the line. Centering. Jacobs there for Kirkwood. He sends it up to Bryson. It sneaks out. Rockets do send it in just onside. Up to Sam. Couldn't connect. That was trying to spring a breakout there, but couldn't connect on the pass. But here's David in. Gets it to Sam on the wing. This one loose in the slot. Rockets are on it. Sam Sends it low. David turning it around. Still in the zone. Sam takes a slapper into the opposite corner. This one comes to the goalie on that near side. Now into the opposite corner. Held at the line by Gavin. He sends it behind the goal. Bryson coming in on the forecheck. Sam back there as well. Now Gavin coming in for a pinch. They work through it. 3-on-1. Shot. Pad save by Rory. Blocker save, I should say. They still can't crack the code on her. Kirkwood continues to lead 1-0. And this comes back in offside. So Rory, standing tall back there today, has faced a couple of multi-odd man rushes. That one, a 3-on-1, gets the blocker to it to preserve Kirkwood's 1-goal lead here. This is Leo on the wing. Into the corner. Rockets steal it there. Wrap it around to the other side. And here comes Bodie on a pinch. Liam gets it. Fighting for it in the slot. Rockets work it out.
Bodie, switch!
Puck goes behind the goal. That looked like it might sneak out back in front dangerously. As Blake breaks that up, and now a nice stretch pass to Leo at center ice. Will coming in to support it, but it was blocked. Here come the Rockets the other way. Pace picking up again.
Time.
Back to Blake. Long stretch pass, but misses his mark. Had Leo on the opposite wing. Couldn't hit him, and it goes the length of the ice for icing. So 1-0 Kirkwood with 7:17 left to go in the second stanza. Kirkwood leading on a very late shot at the end of the first period by Will Dunbar from the wing. Sharp angle shot. Just an absolute rip from the wing over there. The only goal so far, but not for lack of scoring chances. As here the puck comes out. Rockets do hold the line down to Jacob.
There we go.
He flips it up. And Rockets. Jackson's back on it. Exit pass to David. Gets it to Jaden on the wing. Shot coming. Blocker save. Had to reach down for that one. Good reflex by the Rocket goalie. As this one comes out to neutral ice, Gavin is there. He chips it up. David gets a stick to it. Kirkwood is in. Shot from the wing. Glove save, but on the ice. Didn't squeeze that one out of the air. Fell to the ice, but quick cover. And both teams go for a change. 1-0 Kirkwood on the Will Dunbar shot from inside 30 seconds to go in the first period. We've got 6:19 left to go here in the second now. This one goes through the slot. Liam sends it back in. Bodie rips it. What a look from Bodie Bossy. And a follow stays out as well. Great passing. Great quick trigger by Bodie in the slot. Usually you see Bodie like to really take his time to load that shot up and rip it as hard as he can, but he knew he didn't have the time and space to do that there, so got almost a one-time touch on it. And that was a very good look at the goal. Goalie did well to keep that out. We say 1-0 Kirkwood. Bodie getting the late game equalizer against Carolina in the championship game up in Chicago. Sent us to overtime there. That was a 5-on-3 power play where he did have all the time and space he needed. to really load up the power bar on that one. Now wearing the captaincy because of it. It goes back down behind the goal. Blake is there. Pinballing around here on these near side boards. Switching to the weak side, shot from the wing. It stays out. Here comes Liam Gale. Tried to find a teammate coming into the slot. Rockets take it instead. David wants it on the wing. Bryson going to skate in himself. Rockets sending it up and out. Great exit pass there, but Kirkwood back check gets to it. Rockets keep coming though, dangling through the defense here. He goes down, and that's a trip against Kirkwood. Rockets will get their second power play of the game. So both penalties going against Kirkwood so far. Rockets looked pretty strong on their first power play of the game, at least the first half of it. Kirkwood got a late push on the penalty kill. This one comes out to center ice and back in offside, so that's the start Kirkwood wanted to this kill here. Face-off comes to the center line. David will be on the dot there. Rockets win it forward.
Come on, 86. Come on, get on.
Turning the corner. Rory gets the pads to it. And David chipping it out all the way. And this won't go for icing. So that's a good exit and clearance by David. As we approach 1 minute left to go in the penalty. Rockets have a 2-on-2 rush here. Can't turn the corner. Jacobs got it in front of the goal, goes behind the cage. Rockets win it back there, centering, chipping a backhand up. Rory's got that short side sealed. David fighting for it into the boards. Puck comes out to Leo at the blue line. He chips it over to David on the wing. Coming in short-handed, Blapper goes wide behind the goal. Gavin sends it back up. As we've got 15 seconds left on the power play for the Rockets. They shoot a long one into Rory's glove. And he squeezes it with 12 ticks left on this second power play of the game. Kirkwood still clinging to that 1-0 lead on the Will Dunbar goal at the end of the first period. We've got 3:23 left here in this second stanza. Rockets tried to take a rip, but it was blocked. And Jackson chips it up and out. Rockets were gonna come right back in. Will's out of the box. Kirkwood returns to full strength. Liam comes on the ice for him. And Blake, Rockets try to break through. Liam finds Jackson, now Jaden on the wing. Liam loses it in the corner. Here come the Rockets looking for the exit. They get it into Kirkwood territory. Bodie's first to it back there. He sends it up to Jaden. 2-on-2 here for Kirkwood. Twin engines working together. Shot from the wing, hits the pads. And Rockets flip it out of the zone. Blake's back there for Kirkwood. Makes a couple moves over to Liam. Here's Jackson, has Jaden on the back door. Goes for the shot instead. Goalie keeps it out. Jackson behind the goal now. And Blake gets a skate to it to keep it in. Jackson and Jaden working together here to dig it off of those boards. And now Jaden gets a stick to it to send it deep. Kirkwood gets a change on that. Rockets will try the other side. And David holds the line, sends it to the opposite corner. Sam's coming down low for it. Now Bryson. Bodie just sends it low. David on the short side, he scores! David Kugler doubles Kirkwood's lead. Kirkwood leads 2-0. Another late period goal from the Stars. Kirkwood working well together as a team to keep that shift alive in the offensive zone. It eventually works its way over to David on the follow. Another sharp angle shot. Here's David again, testing the other side of the net. The goalie's ready for it there. Well, that was a little loose on the wing that David found and got it to go, doubling Kirkwood's lead, 2-0 now with a minute to go here in the second stanza. David on the puck again, bringing it right back in, centering to Sam, loses the handle, sends it down to Bryson, shot, David, backhand, Bryson still working hard in front, wins it back, Sam on it, shot, blocked, not covered, held at the line by Jacob, stepping up, back in front, Bryson, bad save, gets the leg out. 20 seconds left here in the period, big shift from Kirkwood. Here's Sam, sending it back in the middle, and the Rockets just desperately clear, sending it the length of the ice. So Kirkwood's gonna get another offensive zone face-off here before the period ends. 8 seconds left before the second intermission. That was a huge shift from the Stars, just really building the pressure, cranking it up to 11. Here's Liam on the dot for Kirkwood. And here's Liam on the wing, into the goalie's glove, and the period runs out. Kirkwood adding to their lead. Another late period goal from a sharp angle. Will got the first one. A rip from the face-off circle at the end of the first. David picks up a loose puck at the end of the second. I've been really enjoying the question-driven intermission chats from Coach Joe Bauer there, asking the kids what are working, why are they ahead, how do they stay ahead, keeps them engaged on those intermissions. He wants the Stars to keep their foot on the gas pedal, don't let up, keep outworking the Rockets. And here they are in on the forecheck from the wing. That's Leo in front, loose. It pinballs around. I think that hit the goalie's pads. Still loose as here comes Will breaking through.
Stay high.
Rockets working it out of the corner, chipping it out to neutral ice. Blake is there at center ice. Blake again sending it forward. Liam's on the puck, working it into the zone. Rockets working it back out. Trying to get around Bodie. He breaks it up, and Leo goes the other way. He's got Liam on his wing. Puck's gonna slide all the way back to the Rocket goalie. So Kirkwood leading 2-0 on the front foot here to start the third. Rockets have won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. Only game they lost was a preseason scrimmage. This one gets to the goalie's glove. Much higher stakes in the 3 games that the Rockets won. First 2 were tournament games at the Veterans Cup, including the championship game right here on this same sheet of ice. And then they also took the first of the 2 league play meetings between them. But Kirkwood has the 2-0 lead here in version 5. Here's David working behind the goal. It comes loose to the Rockets on the wing. They're skating out, trying to build speed through the neutral zone, sending it deep. Gavin is first to it back there. Wraps it around the other side. Here comes Jackson. He's got David and Jaden with him. Centering, David was there. Bottom of the slot, couldn't fully get the handle. It did hit his stick. And here's Gavin stepping up, sending it deep, keeping the shift alive. Wrap around. Back out to the point. That's Jacob. He chips it low. Rockets on the puck. Coming up the other side. Jackson gets a stick to it. Coming in on the wing. Couldn't get around the defender. Good poke check there. And a long clearance gets all the way to Rory, so no icing. Gavin chips it up and out. Jaden sends it deep. He goes for a change. Here comes Kirkwood's forecheck. Defense does come in off the bench. Just in time to meet the Rocket rush. Blake goes around his own goal. Runs into the referee. Here's Bryson stepping up out of his own zone. He's got Sam and Liam with him. Rockets coming the other way. Kirkwood defense is back. Tries to center it. It does get into the slot. Here comes Sam crashing in hard. Gets a stick to it. Liam sends it out. This one slides all the way for icing. Wasn't sure if they would wave that off. It was going pretty slow. Rockets not showing a ton of urgency to chase it down, but it was just enough to get the icing whistle. 9:38 to go in the game. Kirkwood leading 2-0. Goals by Will Dunbar and David Kuklaw. Shot gets popped up. Oh, wrap around. Rory barely gets the pads over to keep it out. Last second slide over there to that short side post. Wow, that looked like that was going in. Back to Gavin. Up the boards, loose to Will. Switching it to weak side shot. Oh, it misses wide. Good look at the goal from Leo there. This one comes to the slot back door. Where's the puck? It's still loose, wrapping around, back into the through the crease. Rockets work it up and out, and here's a whistle, hard contact just inside the blue line. Kirkwood knocking on the door for another one. Couldn't get it to go, but they're going to get their first power play of the game. Minor roughing against the Rockets. Their first penalty of the game. First two went against Kirkwood. As the Rockets can't send it out, Blake sends it back down, wrapping behind the goal. Jackson's gonna be first to it on the boards. Bodie stepping up. Here comes Liam. Does get a stick to it on those far boards. Another stick from Liam keeps it live. Liam on the wing, he's everywhere. Rebound. Jackson was there. Couldn't get it to go. That bounced favorably to him off the goalie's pads. Kirkwood still working a strong shift here on the power play. 45 seconds left of the man advantage, but Rockets do work it out here on the penalty kill. Kirkwood's back for it. Blake skating to the other side. Now up the center, and looked like Liam was in just ahead of him. So they want a little bit of a warning up for a late shot there. Kirkwood, very strong shift to open the power play. They've still got 32 seconds left of the man advantage. David tried to work that face-off forward. Rockets come the other way. Slides loose. Kirkwood behind their own goal. 15 seconds left of power play clock for them. Bryson works it over the blue line. David skating forward with it on the wing. Rockets get a stick to it. Bouncing around. Out to Jacob. Long shot bouncing to the goalie, who covers just as the Rockets return to full strength. 7-11. Oh, thank heaven. Kirkwood's ahead 2-0 here in this battle for the top of the league table. The winner of this game, it's not decisive that they win the regular season crown in the first seed, but it does give them pole position in that race. Here comes Kirkwood, supporting the puck. Bryson breaking through. Loose. It pops up behind the goal. Rockets trying to skate it out here. Can't find the exit. Now they do. Rockets in offsides. .6:39 left in the game. Kirkwood still leading 2-0. Liam on the dot. Rockets are in. Long shot coming wide of the goal. Bounces back to Rory. She keeps it live. Bodie up to Leo, finding Will, but he can't grab the handle. Leo keeps coming. They thought that was offsides. So they will put the face off here in neutral ice. Liam, it's back to Bodie. Liam back on it. And Jacobs, or that's Blake stepping up, sends it deep. Over to Leo in the corner.
Will, creep over to that side.
Here come the Rockets, chipping it up and out. Blake's back for it. Oh, skate holds it in. And Liam and Leo on a 2-on-2 rush here. Now from the wing. That was Will supporting the play. And a turnover. Here come the Rockets with speed. Streaking down the wing. Moving into the slot. Back door. Rory keeps it out. What a save from Rory Murray, taking hard contact as the Rockets came crashing in on the net, streaking through the center ice with speed, dangling into the top of the slot. laying it off to the far wing. Coming in hard to the crease. And Rory just stonewalls him there, keeping the Rockets scoreless. Kirkwood continues to lead 2-0. Jacob working forward in the corner. David skating up to it. Up to Jackson. Jaden supporting the play. Top of the slot. Jackson fighting through traffic. Here come the Rockets the other way. Turning the corner, can't get around Jacob. Puck came into the slot, but only for a fleeting moment. Sent up to Jackson at center ice. Rockets coming back in. Again, can't turn that corner against Gavin. Long shot to Rory. No rebound. .441. You see a couple of those attacks down the wing. Kirkwood able to turn them aside and prevent the Rockets from turning the corner. They've come a long way in defending that kind of attack this season. And it's paying huge dividends here against the Speedy Rockets. He scored 7 goals against them on this same sheet of ice in that Veterans Cup Championship game. Scoreless here tonight. Here's Sam in deep, centering. Liam fighting for it. Rockets will try. The other side, no. Turning around, coming up the center. Big stick from Bryson. Breaks it up.
You gotta get there, Liam. You gotta get there.
And Rockets do find the exit. Bryson with the poke check. Gets the skates and is called for a trip. The Rockets will get their third power play of the game. 3:50 left to go.
What?
That wasn't a penalty.
I know. Don't even say this whole game.
Some editorializing on the call there from Kirkwood supporters and players. This one gets to Rory. She keeps the door closed. Will sends it up, but not quite out. Now it's out to neutral ice. Kirkwood here on the penalty kill. Rockets can't gain the blue line. It's up to Leo. Rockets will try again here on their third power play of the game. Will chips it up off the glass, but not out. Now it slides over the blue line. Rockets struggling to set up their power play here. They've got 43 seconds left of the man advantage. Gavin's on the puck. He chips it off the boards through neutral ice. Here comes Leo on the forecheck. No icing. Jackson gets a stick to it. 24 seconds left of power play time for the Rockets as they come into the zone. Long shot behind the goal. Rockets on it on the wing, in the corner. Strong stick from Jacob. Up the boards for Leo, held it at the line. Makes a move. Big backhand, goes high. Rory grabs it as Bryson comes out of the box. Kirkwood returns to strength. Pretty strong penalty kill there. Rockets really couldn't get anything going until very late. So Kirkwood leads 2-0. 2:16 left to go in the game. David chipping it up to Jaden. He's got Jackson with him. 2-on runner. If they hurry, here comes. Back check catches up to him. Bodie to Jaden. He was open there in the slot. Couldn't get the handle. Under 2 minutes to go here. The Rockets trying to dig it out. David's in deep for it. Jaden back there as well. Shot! Wide of the post. Back down to David centering, denied. To Bodie, deep pinch. Here come the Rockets. Jackson doing just enough to break it up, and here come the Rockets. Rory says no. Rockets really coming in with strong speed there. One of the rare times they have been able to turn the corner on the Kirkwood defense. But Rory has been an absolute wall for the Stars tonight. 1:28 to go. As Bryson gets a stick to it, but not over the blue line. Now Sam's on it. He backhands it up and out. Rockets will try the other side. Dangling around one defender. Liam, and now Sam. He's got Bryson coming in on a breakaway. Did that hit some iron? It stayed out. Under a minute to go. It was loose there just on top of the crease. What a chance for Bryson and the Stars. Bryson again. Good hand-eye coordination to stick with it. 43 seconds left. Rockets are in. Goalie still in goal. Sam, nice, sealing up those far boards. Puck goes deep, 24 seconds left. David holds the line, turns the puck around, 15 seconds to go. He sends it deep into the corner, 10 seconds left. There's not enough time for the Rockets to get two here. They just fling it frantically, and the clock runs out as Rory shuts out the Rockets, and Kirkwood takes control of 12U Peewee A3. Kirkwood with a massive performance here, coming off a really strong showing in Chicago with a disappointing result. Was curious to see what they would look like after some highly emotional games against an out-of-town rival that they've seen and lost to 5 times this season, losing in overtime of the Chicago championship. No rest for the weary. Another huge game for them here in their first game back in St. Louis. A lot on the line. Pole position for the #1 seed in the Blue Note Cup playoffs. Not up for grabs, but certainly the winner here tonight had control of their destiny for it. And Kirkwood just showed up in such a huge way. This is a team that has scored 6 and 7, yes, 6-7 goals against the Kirkwood Stars in the Veterans Cup. That 7-goal game was the championship game here on this same sheet of ice. Back in league play, it was 2-0 last time these two teams met in Creve Coeur, 2-1. That had a lot of action end to end. This one also full of chances at either side of the rink, but Kirkwood really, after the first few shifts of the game that went towards the Rockets, looked like ice was tilted in their favor. Kirkwood really stepped up after that and took control of this game. You heard Coach Bauer talking about the compete level, the energy level, outworking the Rockets. That's what the Kirkwood did tonight, and of course, another brilliant game from Rory between the pipes. She had several huge saves in this one to keep the Rockets scoreless. So this is a big confidence booster. I think beyond just the standings and the point totals, it would have been really demoralizing for Kirkwood to take a 4th straight loss against this Rocket team that they figure to hook up with again in the Blue Note Cup playoffs, probably, possibly for the Blue Note Cup itself and the championship game. You don't want to come into that kind of a high stakes environment on a 4-game losing streak against your rival. So this is a huge confidence booster, not just reminding Kirkwood that they can beat this team, but in many ways dominating this team tonight. So that is a huge step forward for the Stars. They have to keep taking care of business down the stretch. The number 1 seed is not theirs yet. The regular season championship title is not theirs yet. Still lots of work to do down the stretch here, but they do control their destiny, and if they take care of business, they do have the cleanest path through the Blue Note Cup playoffs. The seed will get the second St. Peter's team that has only 1 win through 11 games so far. It's not a first round bye, but it's the next best thing you can get. The first place regular season winner will get rewarded for their efforts. So this one meant something. This one had a lot on the line, but still lots of hockey to play here in the regular season before we can crown any victors heading into the playoffs. So goals again were Will Dunbar very late in the first period from the face-off circle. Sharp angle shot, gets it to go. David, also a late period goal at the end of the second, inside 90 seconds left to go there in this middle stanza. He picked up a loose puck, another sharp angle shot, gets that one to go as well. That was a really big shift from Kirkwood. Really had to work hard to keep the puck moving around and keep that shift alive, keep the puck in the zone, and they were paid off for it in a big way with David lifting it into the back of the net. Those were your 2 goals tonight, and that was the difference in the game, other than, of course, Rory Murray between the pipes for the Stars. She had a couple shaky moments in Chicago, but back to her normal, strong self tonight. Old reliable back there, just standing tall, standing strong, and shutting out the Rockets. Cannot overemphasize that enough. This is not a bottom of the barrel team that she kept scoreless. This is the top competition in their league, one of the highest scoring teams in the league that she keeps scoreless. Clean sheet tonight. Big time performance from Rory Murray in goal. Well, that's all from Pacific. We've got Merrimack Sharks tomorrow, just on the other side of high noon from the Shark Tank. Kirkwood needs to keep taking care of business, and the number 1 seed will be theirs. As we say goodbye from Pacific.